Alright, so I hinted in the last video, I was making attachments. So we're gonna start with the bare bone of attachments, mags. And I'm gonna count this in this. I can't make a video on mags if I only have 3 mags, with one exception being a completely proprietary mag, not an attachment. Starting off, I'm gonna do what I call the M1 Garand mag, only because if you know war history, you'll know M1 Garand has 8 rounds, unless you have this more modern M1 and it has 5 rounds, but that's more of an elephant gun. But this was used in a lot of blasters. This is from a Busby blaster. This was from the Ultratech Snipe. I have the shell of it right here. It will just go in like so. Gotta like really hold this now, and then you can just rock the bolt back and just do that. This is hollowed out, so I can't really use the blaster, because if I put the mag in, it's gonna come flying right out at me. Start breaking apart. So I may as well just use a Spectrum without stock. Now the next mag, around the guy who picked this blaster, is the 10 round straight mag. Honestly, I'm quite confused how a 10 round stick mag is shorter than a 10 round banana mag. That's a question for the wise. But it's essentially just an Adventure Force 10 round mag. It's pretty average, in my opinion. Honestly saying it, if I were to run any mag on me, I'd have at least 4 to 8, I'd run a few of these. And I'd probably run a smaller blaster. Not like a Spectrum, I mean more like maybe Strife, if I could have one. Much as I said, I don't like Strifes. I'll much prefer a Spectrum over anything. But the next gun we're going to talk about is Davy. Now, we're going to start with the 15 round. Don't ask why the stock's off. We're going to start with the 10 round, the 15 round pink mag. Curve mag, I should say. It works. It's very effective for this gun. In my opinion, it's the best gun that's suitable for this, unless you're going prong. If you're going prong, then I'd suggest using the M1 Garand, because it'll perfectly flatten your blaster. So say if you're on an angle and a hill, like a giant hill, like a 25 hill, and you're on the top of the hill, someone's at the bottom of the hill, you can easily go prong and then just fire off your dart and you possibly hit somebody. But of course, the darts are not laser accurate. Now the next thing is the magazine, the half-length dart magazine adapter. It would just go in like so. Basically, almost like a 3D printed part with the way it sounds. And you can grab, that's the only one I have, a 15 round curve mag for the long shot, aka Davy. This mag is, in my opinion, more seen in like the Fury X and the the AUG, I think it was, something like that. The automatic prime blaster from X-Shot. It's the most common mag they have. And the bit ironic is with the switch on the side here, you can actually quickly have that come out. Honestly, I'd run these mags when running a gun like this. If I have, say, like that automatic prime blaster, I would run like probably 4 or 5 of these on my body at once. And probably an ammo pouch. And possibly the Desperado, because that Desperado is a god in terms of that. Now getting mags out of the way, let's talk about attachments and full attachments. I don't have all mine, mainly because I've lost one, and the other one I think went in the garbage. But we're gonna start with, now I'm gonna go back to the X-Shot long shot here, aka Davy. This is just one of the 2 sights for Davy. The other sight with the circle, the one that in my opinion I love better, I think was thrown into the garbage, so I lost the scope. But it essentially just be just like this, but with a circle there, and this would essentially help it with being an actual scope. But now I don't even like putting a scope on this gun now. Now, getting that out of the way. Actually, no, last attachment I'll talk about involves that. The next one I gotta use this gun guarantee. Vertical grip. Very, very good, because it's a 2-in-1. You can go have it like this, or like this, with a click of a button. It looks like magic every time I do it. Now, The next thing is, I got it from a friend, but I can't really describe what it is. It's kind of almost like an iron sight, but it was used for the corner shot, whatever the hell it was. It was an 8-round revolving semi-automatic rifle with a lens in the scope that lets you, if you turn the barrel with the way you can turn, you can see through that and shoot behind corners. And believe me when I say there's an attachment that would help that with that, and I lost that attachment somewhere. If you see my older content, I think I did it. I put it and I flip it in a certain way and I put it under the equalizer, but the equalizer doesn't have a thing on there, nor do I have it. Next, and I'm actually gonna bring out a different gun for this, about time. The Doominator. I know it might be questioning, why pull the Doominator? It's 2025, basically 2026 without CPs going to time. It's only because of this. This, in my opinion, this scope fits a lot better for this blaster than, say, it does on the Spectrum. This was supposed to come with the Spectrum. And I quite frankly love using it on this gun. In my opinion, if this had any magnification to have it to go distance, I'd probably say it's like a 2x scope at best, or 2.5. Now, the final attachment before we get on to a muzzle is the stock. And the only stock I can really get is for the Spectrum, or should I say, the Adventure Force semi-automatic rapid strike, because of that rail. Either way, there is a buffer tube and there is a normal part for the buffer tube stock. In my opinion, a really comfy stock if you do it right. And honestly, like a little mod idea here, I put a tiny bit of fabric here, make it really good into a cheek guard. Now, the last attachment I got to use Davey for again, and this attachment is a BCAR or scar muzzle, where essentially you put the dart through and it starts turning the dart as it goes through, increasing accuracy. Apparently with Davey, since I fixed it, this barrel has been useless. I use it, it can't fire darts at all. And of course, just to really add to it, that's with length, is basically a scar muzzle, like a real scar muzzle right there. That's probably a flash hider at this point. Now, of course, I do have the stock to Davey. I'm actually going to put that back on here while I have the time. Come on. Yep. And of course, the trick with this stock, I can actually do it with Davey as well. Maybe I shouldn't do that because I haven't screwed it in yet. But with that, I would say it's practically every attachment that I have. Of course, I am planning on buying more guns. Like, I am planning on going and raiding America and going into Target and finding 2 blasters that could be really good to me. More specifically, the Dart Zone Venom Max, or Venom Pro, whatever it's called, and the Nexus Pro. If I can get those 2, oh, it's going to be heaven in this house. Because if everything goes right, these mags can go into the Venom Pro. Which I don't know if it does. You can put it in the comments. If it can go in the Venom Pro, this is like the equivalent of Fallout 4, the pipe, any pistol, and you put on a large mag. It's going to be good. Now, of course, I do wish they actually came out with a drum mag, specifically for the Venom Pro, because if so, that's heaven. 100-round drum magazine for the Dart Zone Venom Pro, shooting 7 darts per second. Holy sh! You are God. Either way, I'm getting off topic real quick. That is all for attachments. And with that, I say, das vidanya to you all, and to all have a hopefully not terrified night of Davey.